Genetic resurrection. Can CRISPR bring back the human dead? If DNA holds the instructions for life, what happens when we rewrite the dead? Welcome back. I'm Adeline, 11 times published author, and this is Resurrection Science. In the last video, we talked about how reviving extinct animals is just the beginning. The mammoth, the dire wolf, the hybrid designer species, they're warm-ups, proofs of concept. But today, we go deeper, because now we're asking the real question. Can we bring humans back from the dead using gene editing? And the answer is, we're getting dangerously close. Let's start with the technology. CRISPR is a powerful genetic tool that acts like molecular scissors. It allows scientists to precisely cut, delete, or replace segments of DNA, like editing a document. It was first hailed as a medical breakthrough, a way to remove defective genes that cause disease. But we've quickly moved beyond therapy. We're now in the era of design, choosing traits, reconstructing sequences, and building entirely new biological combinations. But what if, instead of editing the living, we use CRISPR to resurrect the dead? If you have a complete or partial DNA sequence of a deceased person, and you combine it with stem cell technology, synthetic embryos, or cloning techniques, you can theoretically rebuild their body. And this isn't hypothetical. In 2023, scientists in China and Israel announced the creation of synthetic human embryo-like structures. No sperm, no egg, just lab-grown biology formed from modified stem cells. These embryo models aren't viable for birth yet, but they contain all the structural elements needed to form organs, brains, and body systems. In other words, we're already printing the scaffolding for life on demand. So here's the next move. Use a deceased person's DNA to guide the design of one of these synthetic embryos. Grow it in an artificial womb or a genetically enhanced host. And then, overlay the behavioral patterns, voice data, and memories stored from that individual's lifetime. The result? A lab-built person who is genetically identical to someone who once lived. A genetic resurrection. You may be asking, how is this different from cloning? Cloning creates a biological copy, yes, but CRISPR allows for customization. You can enhance the body you bring back, eliminate diseases, extend lifespan, rebuild them to be faster, smarter, stronger, more compliant. What starts as a resurrection can easily become a redesign. And now we must ask, what's the real motivation here? For some, it's grief. The chance to bring back a lost child, partner, or parent. For others, it's power. Reviving geniuses, military leaders, founders, or prophets. But for governments and biotech firms, it's leverage. If you can control the DNA, you can engineer loyalty. If you can reanimate historic bloodlines or influential identities, you can reshape culture. Memory becomes a weapon. Ancestry becomes a tool. And here's the real kicker. We already have the genetic material. Museums, crime labs, hospitals, ancestry companies, even funeral homes. Millions of DNA samples are stored, digitized, and indexed. The right person doesn't need your full body. They just need your hair, your blood, a tooth, a slide of tissue. One preserved gene could bring the rest back. So the scientific part? That's unfolding. But what about the spiritual part? Let's get real. DNA is the instruction set for the body. But the body is just a vessel. So even if you reassemble every cell, even if you grow a new person in a lab, even if you replicate every genetic detail, you can't guarantee what soul steps in. This is where science refuses to look. Because it treats consciousness as a byproduct, not a being. It assumes life is a function of biology, not a signature of source. But you know better. You know that life is not just assembled, it is activated. And resurrection without soul consent is not return. It's replication. The question isn't just, can we bring someone back? The real question is, who or what comes back in their place? Let's also talk ethics. If a person didn't give consent to be resurrected, what happens when someone does it anyway? A grieving family member, a fan base, a political regime, a secret program. What happens when we start reviving people who didn't ask to return, and then edit them to fit a new agenda? We're standing at the edge of something we can't walk back from. Once we start designing the dead, we're not just rewriting genomes, we're rewriting legacy. And soon, the people of the past may not be remembered. They'll be reprogrammed. Let's pause on that. Your grandmother, your favorite artist, your cultural leader, they may one day return not as they were, but as a curated version of what someone wants them to be. That's not resurrection. That's revision. Now look ahead. We're entering a phase where death will no longer mean exit. If your DNA can be stored, your body can be remade. And if your memories are archived, your voice can be retrained. All that's missing is a green light, a decision, an agenda, a contract to call you back. This isn't just about scientific possibility. It's about spiritual intrusion. Because calling something back from death without divine or soul-level alignment doesn't just bend biology, it fractures the veil. And if we don't guard the space between life and death, we'll start reviving bodies that carry entities we never intended to summon. CRISPR is powerful. It can cut genes, but it cannot choose who re-enters. It can rearrange traits, but it cannot restore essence. That's the boundary. That's the line. And if we don't name that line now, resurrection will become recreation. So yes, genetic resurrection is coming. But you have to ask, Do you want to be brought back by science? Or remembered in peace by spirit? Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing. And no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones. The replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans, the merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.